Mills Hayes now. She's at a polling center in Dearborn, Michigan. Good morning to you, Mills. How are things going out there? Michigan is another close one.
Hey, good morning, Marni. Well, things are going well. The weather is cooperating for us today. It definitely feels good, and I think that is going to make it a little bit easier for people to get out to the polls here. Now, Dearborn, where I'm at right now, is just a couple of miles outside of Detroit. Detroit and Dearborn are both in Wayne County. That's where we're in right now, and they typically lean blue, and the goal here for the Harris-Walz campaign is to run up the numbers in this county. They need to get as many people out as possible to counteract those people maybe in the rural areas. Now, we have been here at this polling location. We just got here about 30 minutes ago, and we actually just asked one of the election officials, how are things going? She said things are pretty busy so far, and on the way into town to this polling location, we saw lots of yard signs on the road, both for former President Trump and also for Vice President Harris. So this is an area here in Dearborn where it could be really crucial because of the Arab American community. A majority of the people who live here are Arab American, and many of them feel unseen, unheard by the Democratic Party because of Israel's war in Gaza. So we've talked to some voters who say that they're switching parties. They're going to be voting for former President Trump because of the war. Now, other people tell us they're going to go third party. And then, of course, we've talked to people who are Team Harris. Now, we've been out here pretty much over the past couple of days in Michigan, just talking to people. It truly is a swing state. Now, our DDHQ does show that Harris has a slight advantage in terms of possibly winning the state. But when we talk to people, it really does feel 50-50. I want to share with you guys one of the conversations that we had earlier with someone who was voting in Detroit. Take a listen.
This election right here is a tipping point. You hear me? This is the tipping point for the future, whether it's going to be positive or negative. You know, this is very crucial. You know what I'm saying? I made sure I was up at 5:30. So I had to go do this because Trump, we can't too far to go backwards.
And according to the Michigan Secretary of State, they have already broken records as far as voter turnout goes. They have had nearly 50% of the people who are registered to vote in Michigan have already sent in their mail-in ballots, or they've done absentee ballots, or they voted in person. And more than 50% of those people who have voted, well, they are women. And so we're going to continue to monitor this. But the Secretary of State says that their teams have been working overtime. They have been doing de-escalation training. And she's continuing to tell people that it's not the candidates who decide who wins, but the American people. Marni?
Yeah, that early voting, a welcome change in states like Michigan this year. Mills, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.